Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to episode 61, Jesus, 61, of Monorail Memoirs. Today we're talking about the most underrated Walt Disney World opening day attractions. Sounds like a long title, but it's fine because Walt Disney World's been shortened to WDW. Next, it's fine then. I'm sure the algorithm will love it. And if you're here watching it, the algorithm has loved it. Lauren, Disney's a little bit older than we are. Of course, Magic Kingdom was the only park around. Out of interest, now, Magic Kingdom's your favourite park?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Yeah. Opened 1971. There's never intended to be any more than just one theme park, but then, of course, Walt passed away. In terms of the modern day, though, what's your favourite attraction in Magic Kingdom?
Oh. See, for me, it's really hard because my favourite attraction isn't in my favourite park. But it's kind of a toss-up between, Haunted Mansion. Love Haunted Mansion. And Big Thunder Mountain. Massive fan of Big Thunder.
You're wrong. It's the Carousel of Progress. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this episode is we're going to go through the different lands and we're going to talk about basically the rides that are left. There was 23 opening rides, or attractions, should I say, on the opening day, most of which aren't there anymore. So we'll go land by land and then we'll give our overall verdict. So we're going to start in Adventureland. I'm not counting Main Street. I'm going to start in Adventureland. The two that are left, the Jungle Cruise and the Swiss Family Treehouse. And my cat has joined me. Hey, buddy. You guys were just making features week in, week out, aren't you? Yeah?
So because no one cares about the cats.
Look at his little face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his little face. Look how happy he is to be here. Look how happy he is to be here. Look how happy
he actually jiggles.
So, Lloyd, Jungle Cruise, Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Which is your favourite?
Obviously the Jungle Cruise, because the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse is just stupid. Like, awful, why would you keep that there?
I honestly, Disney need to do something with it. They genuinely need to do something with it. It's so stupid.
There's just so much real estate there. I mean, I know that it's only a treehouse, so it's not massive, but they could make something of it.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree. Oh, he's still here.
Just leave him alone.
No! Why would one leave him alone? Please continue. So you were saying Jungle Cruise.
I doubt that a lot of people who go now who aren't familiar with just Walt Disney World in general will walk past that and not realise it's an attraction.
Agreed.
Guaranteed.
Agreed. I think Adventureland is, because bear in mind Disney opened in October 1971. It was less than 2 years later that Pirates of the Caribbean did come over from the from the West Coast. So, it wasn't an opening day attraction, but if it was, the answer would be Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates, obviously, yeah.
Obviously. But no, it's the Jungle Cruise is the only option. Let's be honest. Yeah. This is pretty straightforward. Yeah. Let's move through to Frontierland as we have a little accompaniment. We have a little. Anyone who's not interested in cats has already turned off this episode. Anyone who is,
I've turned off this episode. Yay!
He doesn't like being held for too long. Not unlike certain people I know. Frontierland, then. I'm not kidding. There's nothing left. So there was Country Bear Jamboree, which of course has been entirely redone.
Yeah.
The Frontier Shooting Arcade is now the McKim's Mile DVC rest stop. There was the keel boats. Let's face it, there's no water anymore in the lake. And Davy's Crockett Explorer canoes. Previous statement is extant. Big Thunder didn't open until 1980. So there is nothing in Frontierland that is left.
Gosh, that has shocked me. When did Splash Mountain open?
Later.
Right, okay.
But that wasn't until Michael Eisner was the CEO. So so 80s, if not 90s.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's nowhere near. So Frontierland now is completely unrecognizable in every metric compared to opening day.
Yeah, that's really surprised me. As someone who prides themselves on knowing quite a bit about Disney, I'm really shocked that there's no more opening day attractions left in Frontierland.
Yeah, says a lot though. We may as well continue moving around. Liberty Square. has 2 of the 3 opening day attractions. The only one that is missing is a Liberty Square riverboat, but of course, Haunted Mansion, Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we did that draft day and you picked Hall of Presidents and still won somehow?
Because there wasn't anything else left.
There wasn't anything else left, but that was funny.
I hate it. I hate it, but
all the Americans in the comments now.
Freedom! I can be unpatriotic. I'm not American. It's fine.
Yes, it's not like if patriotism is just commentary on international affairs. Haunted Mansion, then. I mean, this isn't a discussion. It's Haunted Mansion all day. Yeah. It was an incredible ride. It has been redone, of course, and now, even as recently as a couple of years ago, you've got the Hatbox Ghost you can add. A Haunted Mansion, without shadow of a doubt, is the one to include there. I'm not even going to dwell on this any longer. It's the Haunted Mansion. Fantasyland, however, has got the most amount of opening day attractions that are still there in some format. So we have got It's a Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, Dumbo, because of course the little flying elephants.
Yeah, they've just moved, haven't they?
Yeah, the Prince Charming Regal Carousel, which is the carousel. Yeah. The Mad Tea Party for the spinning cups, and that's it. So, point is, there's 5, which is hang on, quick maths. There's 6. That was embarrassing. There's 6. Out of those, then, Lauren, what do you think is the most underrated? Because not asking for the best here.
No.
Because I think we're not talking about best, so even though Haunted Mansion is not underrated, but we're not talking about best. So for Fantasyland, which of those is underrated?
I'm gonna go and say Dumbo. You know,
Dumbo's underrated.
I think it is. Do you not think it is?
No, not really.
Do you think people like Dumbo?
Well, I just don't think. I think it's fairly rated. I don't think it is overrated. I think it's fairly rated. It's just there, isn't it? It's just spinning around.
But since it's moved to New Fantasyland, I don't know if you know about this because obviously you've never took children, but there is a massive play area in the queue.
Without wanting to sound like I need to be arrested, I am aware that there is a children's play area at the back of New Fantasyland. The restrooms there are quite good.
Because you go in the queue and then you get given a blicker and it'll like blick for you. A blicker.
What is a blicker?
You know them like things that you get in restaurants, like
a blicker.
Yeah.
All right. If you go, I'm going to Google blicker. I want to see what comes up. Blicker. A blicker images.
We are a family safe channel.
You know, blicker appears to be some sort of API company or something. Blicker, the intelligent meter readout. This is free advertising for them. Who knew? No, to me, if you were to what's the most underrated of those original ones, I think it's the carousel.
I thought you were going to say It's a Small World.
No, I think It's a Small World gets an unfair and unnecessary amount of dislike for what is something that is only ever a 5-minute wait time. So you know, you're sat down for 3 times as long as you are stood waiting. The return on queuing investment is pretty good. There aren't many rides, certainly Magic Kingdom, that have got that same return on queuing investment. So I'll keep it where it is. I think the only ride I think in Disney, I think off the top of my head, that's got a better queue to length of attraction investment is probably Living with the Land.
Yeah.
Because that's usually only 5 minutes, and that's like a 20-25 minute thing. Oh, I mean, stand fast. It was the Carousel of Progress, obviously. Well, it's true. It was the Carousel of Progress, but at the time of this release, it has closed and will be closed until 2027. Disastrous news. I will not get over that. I'm still
you're going to be talking about this in 20 years' time and
I'm still mourning. I downloaded the entire audio from that ride, and I was on a run the other day, and I was like feeling a bit down. What can I do? And I literally just put on the entire 25-minute audio of the ride, and I could see it all obviously, I was sort of picture the whole thing. So I think the Carousel's the most underrated opening day attraction in Fantasyland.
Okay.
That's great. I think we do it every time.
To be fair, mine was between Dumbo and the Carousel. But I just thought because the Carousel's quite iconic, people do it because it's iconic. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. Tomorrowland. Carousel of Progress arrived later, so that wasn't an opening day attraction. Most sadly. You've got the Tomorrowland Speedway, it was then called the Grand Prix Speedway, and you've got nothing else.
Oh, did the People Mover not? Oh no, it did.
The People Mover, the Wedway People Mover was 1975.
Yeah, because I remember there was uproar about it, wasn't there? Obviously, it wasn't there, but I do remember reports of there being uproar about obviously that and Pirates both not being opening day attractions because they were massive and amazing ones over in the West Coast.
Yep.
So yeah, when it moved over to the East Coast, they were like, "Why have you not got these attractions in?" I remember that.
So the only answer is the Tomorrowland Speedway, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how the Tomorrowland Speedway hasn't been replaced.
I don't, because talking about real estate, you know, I know that I said the Swiss Family Robinson's Treehouse was taking up unneeded space. The Speedway is massive because it's just this one flat track, and it goes really far back.
I was really surprised when they built Tron. They didn't build it on, or at least near, instead of having to extend way. I mean, could a whole new bridge go over the railway, the whole thing.
They had to reroute the railway in order to put Tron in.
Correct. So in Tomorrowland there is only one answer. Now, it really what this entire episode indicates is how much has changed. There is one thing we've sort of touched on, but haven't really. The railway itself.
Yeah.
Now there wasn't a stopping. What were the original stops? There might have only been two. I can't remember off the top of my head, but nevertheless, the railway is still going today. I mean, it did shut down for quite a lot during the COVID era, but it's still going today, and I think is a huge victory in terms of being able to last for that long. Walt was a train guy. He loved trains, and so I think actually the most underrated attraction in the whole park that was an opening day attraction is still the railway.
Yeah, I'd agree. And also you do get quite a bit of a return on, as you say, the wait time versus experience time, because you get to go around the whole park and you can use it as a mode of transport. Because if you get on at Main Street, you can use it as a mode of transport to get right through to the back of the park. You can do.
It still isn't as good of a return on investment as Carousel of Progress, because nothing is as good as an investment as the Carousel of Progress. Not about for time. I just mean in terms of. I mean, I'd buy a Disney ticket to just do that ride.
I mean,
anyone who's not done it and watches this and they go and do it, they'll be like, "What?"
Yeah.
But no. So just some other dates of other things that we consider to be icons that are now in the park. So Pirates of the Caribbean was 1973. Space Mountain 75. Carousel of Progress 75. Big Thunder Mountain 1980. Splash Mountain 92. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin 98. So these are all obviously way after the opening day. So to me, those opening day attractions, this is, if I'm honest, something that I do have to keep racking my head around. Last week we did an episode on what it was like compared to 20 years ago. If we had done this 20 years after it opened, if this was in 1991 and we're talking about 1971, would we have been complaining about the cost? Would we have been complaining about the introduction of technology? Would we have been complaining about the removal of the old rides? But I don't know. It's impossible to tell.
I think that was the start of the kind of like resurgence, if you will. You know, the injection of money. We'll build this, we'll build that. You know.
Yeah.
As you say, like a lot of rides came about in the 90s or, you know, like the early 2000s. So I do feel like.
So Michael Eisner, when he took over as CEO and Frank Wells as the CFO, they did fantastic work. He stayed for too long and needed to leave and started to lose his marbles by the end. But loses business marbles, that is, by the end. But no, at the time, a genius idea. So
Yeah.
for me, there aren't enough opening day attractions left to accurately give you a most underrated one. But please let us know if did anybody visit the park in 1971. If you did, that would be amazing to hear from you. But nevertheless, not least because it'd be interesting to get your thoughts. Heck, you could even be a guest on the episode. We'll do a whole episode with you if you visited Walt Disney World in 1971. We'll have you on. Until somebody does that, or until next time, as always, please stand clear of the doors. Bye, everybody.
Bye.